Hello and welcome to Wildlife Cam. A little bird in the bird bath is an arrow-marked babbler. It's one we get quite often in the garden, but we haven't had them at the pond before. Very noisy birds, which is where they get their name from. It's an oriole calling in the background, not the babbler. The male impalas are still mixed together with the females, but I see they are starting to spar with each other a little bit, so in the next few months they'll be forming bachelor herds and having full-on territorial battles. I think that the 7 baby warthogs we had a little while ago were from 2 mothers. I don't think she's lost 4 of her babies in the last few weeks. This is an exceptionally dark male giraffe that we've seen quite a few times lately. I'm sure the starling would love to chase away the buffalo weavers, but he's a little bit outnumbered here with 3 of them, so he'll just stare at them like an old man upset with noisy children. The marula trees in our garden have started dropping their fruit, so we've been scattering the fruit around in various places, including here. Took these two a little while to figure it out, but then all of a sudden they realized there were marulas nearby and off they went. This very distinct female with the curved tusks hasn't been around at our waterhole for a while, although she is quite often seen at various other places on the reserve. These two lion cubs are really taking strain. They're looking very thin. And we did see them a few times after this on their own. The mother apparently did go back to them one evening, but she is struggling to feed them. Now, if she stays with the rest of the pride, then it's difficult because they're mostly catching impala, and by the time the bigger ones have fed, there's nothing left for the small ones, so she's had to split off on her own or with her two cubs. But for a lone lioness to catch impala is very difficult, so it's touch and go as to whether these two will survive. This is a very persistent male red-headed weaver. He's building a nest outside our front door. He hasn't had much success with breeding because at some point monkeys come along and destroy the nest. But he might have better luck this time because the monkeys have moved temporarily, it seems, next door where they're building a house. So I think they're either stealing or grabbing leftover food from the construction workers. So good luck to this little guy. They make very messy nests, red-headed weavers, but they're not the messiest weaver nest. That probably goes to these guys, the red-billed buffalo weavers. It's really just a mess of thorny twigs. The zebras have been quite nervous about coming to drink lately because the bush has become so thick that they just fear that there's going to be a lion hiding in there somewhere. So this lot were very careful. A couple of the males went all the way around and through the bush from behind just to check it out before they were all brave enough to come down and drink. This is a flat rock scorpion. It's one of the biggest scorpion species, although this isn't an especially large one. They get a lot bigger than that. I found him under the furniture and he crawled up my shirt, so I took him out into the garden to let him go. You can see a very thin tail, so that means that their venom or their ability to sting you is really nothing to worry about. I have a new camera now. I bought a low budget action camera. I'm not planning to go skiing or scuba diving anytime soon, so it should be fine. So I immediately shoved it into the pond. A little bit of sediment floating around because I disturbed it, but you can see the fishes, and then I took it for a drive. Unfortunately, the first part of the drive I didn't push the record button properly, so I missed out on the elephants. But this is the road back from the trail camera up to the house. I have sped it up 5 times. I'm not driving that quickly, just to make it look exciting and not to take so long. Thanks for watching.